So let's get into this Baddies recap slash review. Okay, so first things first, y'all. I am an OG Bad Girls Club watcher, and what I have to say is this episode, more than any episode in the past, is really giving old Bad Girls Club energy. It really is. And I think that Zeus may be onto something, okay? Now, they may ruin it because I'm just feeling like it may get a little ruined with, people saying that some of the fights and stuff and beefs are staged. So, Zeus, you really got to check that. But in terms of casting and how the dynamics are running between the ladies, this season may be the best so far, okay? Now, to recap, we get to the point in Baddies where Ivory is beefing with Big Lex, okay? Now, they already had a beef. They already exchanged words and hands. But, Natalie and some of the other OG baddies have put Lex's name on the door of Ivory's room inside of the house, okay? So Ivory's pissed off about it and tried to basically bully Lex about the room. Lex said she wasn't leaving. And yeah, they squared up. They started to fight multiple times. Now, what I can say is that I feel like personally, Ivory was just not expecting this energy from Lex. Lex is a very pretty girl. She's, light skinned. She looks a little sedity or whatever, but hey, looks can be misleading, all right? Because Big Lex can definitely hold her own. And I feel like she, it was a pretty even fight between her and Ivory. And that's just because, Ivory had the weight that Big Lex didn't. So she was able to toss Lex around just a little bit more. But Lex had more straight hits to the face. I'm sorry. Big Lex's hits were precise, and she really had a strategy when she was swinging. Now, what's so funny about all of this is that all of this beef was started by Natalie. And y'all, if y'all just glance at Natalie's face while Ivory was going off and while Big Lex and Ivory were fighting, Natalie looked terrified, okay? She looked scared, and somebody must have acknowledged this because they decided to take the rap for Natalie. And they told Big Lex that hey, we all put the names on the door, okay? We all switched the names. Don't be mad at one person. It was a prank. It was just us. It was all of us. They want to cover for Natalie. All right. Now, Natalie, girl, you're the EP, but let's be real. Okay, you can't really fight. You've got your ass handed to you multiple times, okay? And yeah, you were terrified. You were terrified that Ivory was going to get in your ass. And, I think it's funny because it is giving me old BGC vibes, like I said, with the pranks and stuff. So it is bringing a little lighthearted energy to the cast, and it's making like real legitimate beefs instead of, crafted, scripted ones, okay? Cough, cough. Like, we don't want to see no crafted, scripted beefs, okay? The beef is always juicier when it's real, okay? And I like the fact that we saw this play out organically in front of the cameras, and, it allowed something genuine to actually happen amongst these ladies. All right. And I also like the fact of, Ivory did not spare Natalie. Like, yeah, Ivory did not fight Natalie, but she still confronted her. Like, look, who put the names on the door? Like, I'm not about to just let this, go over my head. Like, who did it? And it made Natalie fess up. She did confess to putting the names on the door. Now, Natalie, honey, why were you so aggressive in your confessional? In your confessional, you had all types of energy for Ivory and said, yeah, I did it. What you gonna do about it, ho? Said all types of craziness. And now when you're looking at the girl face to face, it's, we all did it. We all put the names, we all mixed the names up. It was all of us. No, it wasn't all of y'all. It was you. It was you. And even if it was all of them, you told them to do it. You told them to do it. All right. So, I think people need to start treating Natalie like she's just a regular cast member. Because at the end of the day, y'all, trust me, she has a lot of influence with Zeus. But if she's giving ratings, even if it's to her expense. If beating her up or whatever gives Zeus ratings, best believe they're going to run with that. Okay? They're not just going to cut you off because you have beef with Natalie, because at the end of the day, Lemmy and, the head honchos over there at Zeus make the final decision about what stays on the cutting room floor, So don't worry about impressing Natalie, y'all. Like, just stop giving her the grace, because she don't give y'all the grace. Okay, she's super phony, super fake. It's obvious, but then I got to give her props, because she knows good TV and she knows what makes for good TV, and she's really out here pimping y'all girls. Like, she really is. She's pimping y'all and manipulating the situation to her advantage. Props to her. But guess what? Every dog has their day. And, Ivory at this reunion, maybe even Big Lex, I don't know. Somebody's going to give Natalie a run for her money in a very real way. Okay. And E.T. tried, a few reunions ago, tried to run up on Natalie, but she didn't really do much, and Natalie was ultimately protected from that ass whooping. But this up and coming reunion, I just don't know. I just don't know if she's going to be protected. Okay. Especially because Ivory, I feel like Ivory, apparently she's from Now That's TV. I'm not really a Now That's TV watcher, so I don't really know of her. But apparently her reputation was, a heavy hitter. She was very good at fights and stuff like that. So for her to come over to Baddies and not really hold her own like she's used to just beating hoes into the ground, apparently. And, Lex, it was not giving that, okay? It was not an easy fight for her. She did get wounded with Big Lex, and I feel like it was a blow to her ego. So she's going to want some sort of vindication, all right? Now, it may not be with Big Lex per se, but it may be with Natalie. And she knows that if she gives Natalie that business, she will go viral. She will be the talk at the reunion. It's a lot of potential in there for her. We already know what these girls will do. We already know what they will do in order to go viral. Okay. DTB admitted that she got, her tooth knocked out by Tasiki, and it was all in the name of entertainment. She wanted to be a good entertainer. She said, this is reality TV, man. So, she was willing to let that tooth go. Now, is everyone willing to do that for reality TV? I don't know. But Ivory's definitely willing to put on a show. And I think she has a lot to prove. And I'm not sure if she's going to keep dragging it out with Big Lex, because she knows Big Lex is not an easy target. But she could beat someone like Natalie real bad. All right. But y'all let me know, who do y'all think won the fight between Lex and Ivory? Like, did Lex win? Did Ivory win? It's pretty split from the consensus I see on social media. Me personally, I feel like in the fight, Lex was a better fighter. But in terms of keeping up with each other, it was pretty equal. Okay. But I can say Lex definitely wounded Ivory, and Lex's face looks fine to me. Her eye wasn't hanging out and shit. So, I mean, to me, Big Lex won. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Also, what do y'all feel about Natalie starting this with the whole room name switch? Do you think she needs to be held responsible for this? Are all these girls afraid to step to her? Let me know in the comments below, all right? Until next time, bye.